Gone in silence. The Elmdale disappearance Tuesday, heavy as always, dragging toward its end. Nothing unusual. Maya Aldrin, 27, kissed her dog, Sophie, and stepped out into the damp evening air of Elmdale, a quiet town nestled in the hills of rural Oregon. The sky wore a pale grey coat. Rain had stopped an hour ago, but it still hung in the air like a question. Maya was seen walking past the coffee shop at 6:42 p.m. Then, nothing. She never returned. Her apartment was untouched. Her dog food bowl, still full, phone, keys, wallet all left behind. Police did their rounds, knocked on doors, checked cameras. No trace. Not a scream, not a witness. Just ... silence. 3 days later, a neighbor stumbled into chaos. Her German shepherd, Duke, had gone missing that morning. He returned before dusk, panting, anxious, and dragging something behind him. At first, she thought it was a stick. Then she screamed. It was a human hand. Authorities ran tests immediately. DNA confirmed it. Maya Aldrin. But here's the part that made even seasoned detectives pause. The hand was fresh. No decay, no signs of bruising, not a single broken bone. Almost like it had just been removed. The entire town of Elmdale spiraled. Rumors, exploded cults, killers, old witch graves in the woods. The kind of stories people whisper after dark but never repeat in daylight. Detective Reed came from the PortlandBureau.com. Collected, he didn't believe in folklore, but then he saw the grave. It wasn't on any map. Hidden deep in the woods north of Elmdale. It was a shallow pit, really just deep enough to cover something quickly. A hiker's dog uncovered it by accident, digging after a raccoon. Inside, dirt, leaves, and bones, human, arranged deliberately in a circle. At the center, Maya's other hand, cold, clean, clutching a stone. The stone was carved with a symbol. No one recognized it, not at first. But an elderly historian at the Elmdale Library, Mrs. Hutch, did. She trembled when she saw the photo, said the mark was from an outlawed sector, 13 Silent Sisters, women accused of grave sorcery in the 1800s, hanged without trial, their graves scattered and cursed, according to local myth. The symbol was theirs, always left at the center of their offerings. Reed rolled his eyes. He was a man of facts, until the second body showed up. Same woods, same burial pattern. Another woman, Dahlia Krebs, missing since 2002. Her torso found inside a tree trunk. No decay, no signs of struggle. As if death had just happened. A stone gripped in her right hand. Same symbol. That's when they started digging. By the end of the week, 4 more victims were recovered. All female. All missing for years. All preserved unnaturally well. Each with a piece of their body missing, usually hands. Each holding a symbol-carved stone. Forensics failed to explain the preservation. Some sort of embalming, freezing. But the bodies weren't cold. No traces of chemicals. Impossible. Reed stopped sleeping. He began piecing together the map. All victims vanished within a mile radius. All were last seen near dusk. All had a connection though, a similarity. They'd all reported odd dreams before, disappearing, not to police, but to friends, therapists, journals, dreams of being watched, of standing in open graves, of something humming underground. Maya's sister, Alina, gave them her last journal. The final entry read, "I woke up with dirt under my fingernails. My feet were wet. I think I sleepwalked, but the dog barked all night at the hallway. I swear. I heard whispering under the floor. Police pulled up the floorboards of Maya's apartment. Nothing until 3 a.m. that night. Reed and Alina were going over files when the dog, Sophie, started growling toward the same hallway. Reed followed her lead. The floor sounded hollow. They pried open the wood again. This time, deeper, a shaft. Old, leading down, covered in spiderwebs and rot. The tunnel stretched 15 feet before ending in what appeared to be a small stone chamber. At its center, a well. No water, just darkness. But markings surrounded its same symbol again, carved into every stone. Blood had dried around the edges. Forensics descended. No trace of Maya, but audio equipment picked up something no one could explain. At exactly 3:33 a.m., the chamber began emitting a low-frequency hum, barely audible, but it triggered static on all devices. Sophie's bark turned to a howl, and in that moment every piece of evidence collected from the victims turned warm, literally warm to the touch. 1 week later, the mayor of Elmdale was found dead in his car. Heart attack, but his hands were missing. Police found his vehicle parked exactly 13 feet from the well site. Word spread. The town descended into hysteria. Locals demanded the well be destroyed, bulldozed, but the ground refused. Every attempt to collapse, it failed. Machines stalled, workers injured, to quit on the spot, claiming they saw a woman with no eyes. Standing beside the pit, Alina refused to leave town. She believed Maya was still alive. "She's not gone," she said, "just beneath." She started staying near the well, listening, waiting. Then one night, she vanished too. Her body was found 6 days later, in her bedroom, perfectly clean, calm expression, like she had simply lain down to sleep, but her hands, gone, and in their place, under her pillow, was a stone, with the symbol and something new, greater than gone in silence, returned in pieces. Reed quit, vanished from public eye. Files were locked. Case went cold. But every year on the anniversary of Maya's disappearance, someone leaves a hand-carved stone at the Elmdale police station, always warm, always humming, and always freshly carved. The well still stands. No birds fly over it. No animals go near. And if you ever find yourself in Elmdale, never listen to the whisper under the floorboards.